Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully done our home slide part. So right now our total part is dynamic, right? Now in this video, I want to make dynamic our another part as a about. So into this about, if you go to our theme, first of all, we have to design it. Like if you go to our founding theme, there is a project theme, there is a backend theme, and there is a founding theme, right? If you go to that founding theme, like right now I want to open it. Like first of all, I want to find out how many field we need for our this database table. Like that is our about. Okay, so here they have some of the about title, there have another title, there is a short description. Okay, and also if you go to our about page, into this about page also you can see they have also another image, and then they have some of the same one of the data that should be one of the title, another short title, short description, and also we need another one as a long description, right? So that is our long description part. Great. And also they have the skill, award, the education. So if you understand that one part, then you can actually do it. So right now I want to make it as a simple. Okay, I want to make it as a simple in our home page. There should be one of the title, then should be another short title, that should be another short description, and also we need another one as an image, and then long description, right? So that's all for the our about page. So that will be just like that same before, because here we don't need to insert any data. I only want to get this data, I want to update it. Okay, now let's do that work. For doing this, first of all we have to create one of the database table. I have already created that database table for the home slide. That will be just like that same. So if you want to create another database table in our main database, that is our website database, I want to create another database table, right? And also I want to create another model and the migrations table. So if you want to do this work, here the same procedure we have to do. Like I just make it as a PHP artisan and then make model. Okay, I want to create another new model for the about. I name it as the about. And also at a time I want to create another migrations table. So that is will be as a hyphen and then am. Now if you click as the enter, now it will be created two of this file. It will be created one of the model, and also you can see it's now created one of the migrations table. So our table name will be as about. So now let's do that work. For doing this, right now I want to minimize it. There is our home slider, that is home side. Right now also we don't need this. If you now go to our database, like that is our database. Into this database you can see it's now created one of the new migrations table, and also it's created another model as a about. Great. First of all I want to allocate all the tower fields, so that will be just like that. Better I copy it, and now in our about, into this about I paste it. So first of all I want to take one of the string as a title. Okay, so if you go, so that will be one of the title, that will be one of the short title, and also that will be one of the short description. I want to do that will be as a short title. I want to take another two of this field. Okay, that means three will be needed. So I want to take it, paste it, and then I want to paste it. Great. Now first of all that will be as a title, short title. I want to make it as a short description. Okay, short description, that will be the short description. I want to take another one as a long description. So that will be as a long underscore description. So that will be as a long description. And also I want to add another image. I make it as a about image. Okay, about underscore image. Perfect. So right now, as I told you, when you use that as a string by default get that 255 character. So that will be a short description. I want to make it as a text. So that will be as a text type, and also for the long description I make it as a text type. Okay, now there is a text type as a short description, long description, string I make it as a about image, and every field I make it as a nullable. Okay friend, which is totally fine. Now click as a save all, and now also we have to update in. That means we have to make that all field as a fieldable. So if you want to do that work, go to our model. Into the model, there is a about model. So that will be just like the same as I told you. You can actually make it as a protected fieldable, and then you have to add all that individual field. Rather than if you make it as a protected guarded, then we don't need to add individual all that field. Everything will be as a fieldable. Okay, so now I do not use it in our about. Into this about, I simply added as a protected guarded this one. Great. So right now it's totally fine. And after that, now we have to migrate. I want to do and to simply migrate it. So if you want to migrate, then that will be the PHP artisan and migrate. Right, that was a PHP artisan migrate. So when you click as a migrate, it will be created our database table. That means it will be created on the table in our database. If you now go to our database, and now if you click as a refresh, now that should be another one as about. And for the about, you can see there is a title, short title, a description, long description, and then about image. So here that will be just like that same. I don't want to insert it manually. I want to insert one of the empty data. Like there is a title. I want to get some of the title from to this position. There is a short title, short description. That will be the long description. Okay, and then about, that will be one of the image. Now I want to make it as a go. Right now that should be insert one of the data. You can see that is one of the data. So a specific one ID data. Now I want to get it. Simple things. Okay, friend. So for doing this, first of all, I want to get it in our backend. So if you want to get it into the backend, like right now, I want to create another menu. So that will be in our side menu. Right now, go to our backend. Right now, we don't need this. Step by step, all that process, friend. I hope you like it very much because it's very easy. Everything will be more clear to you later. Like right now, that is our sidebar. Sidebar means I have already created in our admin body, and that is our sidebar. So into the sidebar area, now I want to create another menu. Like there is our home side, and after that there is another one of the layouts, right? So into this layouts, I want to change it, and also there is our horizontal. If you go to here, they have another sub menu, right? Better I want to remove it. Okay, I simply want to choose it. There is a home site. I simply choose that li, and li is ended in here. Okay, I simply remove it. Now I copy that part. I copy that li and I paste it. So now that will be as a about setup. Okay, about page setup. First one I want to take it. So then that will be as a about. Okay, about page. I make it as a about page, and for the about page I want to create another route. So that will be as a about. I make it as a about page. Okay, I make it as a about page. Great. So now we have to create one of the controller, and then we have to create our route, right? You can also do that things in our home slider, but right now I want to create another new one. I want to create another controller in our home. Okay, so that will be the better. So now if you want to create another controller, I hope you already know that will be a PHP artisan, and then the make controller, and then in our home folder, into this home folder, I want to create another controller. I just name it as about controller. Okay, about controller. Now if you click as enter, now you can see our controller created successful. So that is a PHP artisan make controller. In our home folder, it will be created on the about controller. Now go to our home folder. That means in our controller area. So that is a controller, there is a home. Now there is another one as a about controller. Great. So our first job is we have to take it in our web. So into this web, I want to do that is the appropriate position in our home folder. I have created another new controller, our controller name as a about controller. So now I simply support it in our web.php, and then I want to create another route group. I copy it and then I paste it. So I make it as a about. That will be for the about page all route. And now we have to also load our controller, group controller name. I name it as a about controller. So that was a about controller here. First of all, I want to get this data. Great. Okay, so now in our sidebar, into the sidebar, I have created another route name as a about page. So that will be as a about page. I simply loaded about page. Our URL will be as a about and then the page. Okay, I make it as a about page. Or now we have to create another method. I name that method as a about page. Perfect. Okay, friend. Now we have to create that about page method in our about controller. So friend, that will be just like that same, because here I also want to get that specific one ID data, which I have already done in our home slider. If you go to that our home slider controller, into this home slider, you can see that will be just like that same. So better I copy it, and now in our about controller I want to paste it. So right now our model is different, because right now I am using that another table, that is our about table. So for the about table, I have already created another model, right? So right now, first of all, I want to do, I take both of this. Okay, I take both of this from our home slider. That will be just like that same. Here I paste it. So now our model's name, if you go, that is our model's name as a about, right? I copy it. Now that will be as a about. Great. And then I have also used that as a use image, because for the about they have also another image field. So now I want to get this data, that will be as a about. I make it as a about, or I take one of the variable as a about page. And now our about model, I want to access our database table as a about. Okay, here I want to get that specific one ID data. Right now you can see there is a find one ID. And now I want to return view in our admin. I want to create another page as a about page. I make it as a about. Okay, I want to make it as a about page. So in our admin, I want to create another folder as a about page, and also into the folder area, I want to create another page as a about page all. Right now I get all that our specific one ID data, take the things with this variable. Now I pass it by the compact method in our about page. Perfect. So now I want to create this page that is in our admin. I want to create as a about page. Now go to our view, right? So that is our view. That is our body admin. So into this admin, I want to create another new folder. I name it as about page, and also into this about page folder, I want to create another page that is a about page all. So now that will be in our about page. I want to create another new file, click as a save as. I name it as a about page all.blade.php. Perfect. Now we have to design our page, right? We have to design our about page. That will be just like our home side. Okay, that is our home slide. From to this position, first of all, I want to take as a about master. So I simply take it, and also you have to finish it. Now I want to finish that as an and section. Okay, that is the and section. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all, and now if you go to our backend, I want to refresh it. Now you can see that is our another menu as a about page setup, and into this about page setup there is a about page. Now show some of the error as a method about controller about page does not exist. If you go in our about, so that is our about page, one of the method, and now that is in our about controller. You can see I have actually copied, so now that should be obviously as a about page method, right? So now our about page method, and here I return another view page. Now click as a save all. Now that should be refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's now successfully loaded. So here now we have to design it, okay, and also we have to get all that value. So how can do this work? But I want to continue this process in our next video. I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.